welcome back to my channel. If you are watching my video for the first time, please subscribe. Today we'll go for introduction to design of steel structures part 3. So in the earlier video we have discussed regarding the methods in the design of steel structures. So we already discussed regarding the working stress method. We call this as what? Working stress method. This is I already said you as per IS 800 1984. And next one is ultimate load method, and this working stress method is also known as a elastic theory. It is based upon elastic theory, and this is based upon plastic design theory. Means here we design up to FU in this working stress method, whereas in this ultimate load method we design up to ultimate tensile strength. So here ultimate load will be greater than or equals to working load multiplied with some load factor, and here in the working stress method serviceability is considered, but in ultimate load method serviceability is not considered. This is regarding the two methods. Next we will see in brief what is this limit state method. Coming to the limit state method, this is nothing but called as a reliability based method. We call this method as reliability based method, or that is reliability means probabilistic. Probabilistic means it may happen, maybe like that we'll be calling, right? Probability and stats chapter will be there in your mathematics based upon that one. Now here as per definition, okay, it is the method in which the structure is designed in such a way that it can safely withstand all kinds of loads. In this method the structure is designed in such a way that it can safely withstand all kinds of loads that may act on structure under consideration during its lifespan. During its lifetime. This is the basic definition. Means any structure can be designed with respect to limit state such that it can safely withstand all the kinds of loads that may act on the structure what we are considering, and throughout its lifespan. Means up to how much lifespan it may be, it will be serving us in a satisfactory manner. Okay, now generally limit state method we will be designing for strength and we will be checking for serviceability. Suppose if I go back to this working stress method, it is designed for strength, but it is designed for serviceability, but strength we can't expect. Because of that only uneconomical sections we have developed. Whereas ultimate load method, it is designed for strength but serviceability is not considered. So based upon these two criteria only the new approach of limit state method has been developed. In that there are two methods. One is limit state of collapse and limit state of serviceability. So limit state of collapse means we will be design for the strength and will be checking. Now what comes under strength and what comes under serviceability we'll see now. The main factors that govern the limit state of strength, that is collapse, are its stability mainly, and its fatigue, okay, and some plastic collapse. Plastic collapse means some plastic hinge will be formed, that is plastic moment will be formed, that will whole be resisting the structure. And whereas fatigue means what? Reversal of stresses that may occur, okay, that is nothing but a fatigue. And along with these things, IS 800 2007 has been included some more factors, that is loss of equilibrium, okay, loss of equilibrium. And next excess deformation, failure due to excess deformation, and brittle failure, etc. These are the some of the failures which have been included by IS 800 2007. Coming to the factors governing the limit state of serviceability, that is check. Here it is a design, here it is a check, right? Now here in this deflections and deflections will be considered. Next vibrations, next corrosion, durability, etc. These are all the some of the factors which are governing the limit state of serviceability, okay. Next we'll see what are the loads to be considered in the design of any steel structure. Is mainly dead load. This dead load is as per IS 875 part 1 1987, whereas next one is imposed load or live load, okay, imposed load or live load. This is as per IS 875 only, but it is part 2. And coming to the wind load, this is also same but part 3. This one is very important in the design of roof trusses especially. And coming to the snow load, same code but part 4 will be considered. Next, along with this, some other loads, that is earthquake loads or seismic loads we called as. For this code is different, 1893 2002 code will be there. And next one is erection load during time of fabrication of the steel. Generally in the steel structure we will be calling as erection, and in case of any earthworks or any building construction we call it as a execution. So that is a different. Steel construction ఏదైనా చేసేది ఉంటే మనం erection అంటూ ఉంటాం. If not, they will be calling as execution. So erection during construction only it will be there. And temperature stresses and that is temperature effects. And last one is some accidental loads. These are the some of the loads to be considered. Now what comes under these dead loads means it's self-weight. If you know the dimensions of a particular member, you can calculate the self-weight of that particular structure by multiplying with the unit weight of that particular material used. If we are using steel, 7850 kg per meter cube is its density of the steel, okay. Next, coming to the imposed load, you will be taking based upon the type of structure, whether it is a residential or commercial or like that. Based upon that one you will be getting the values in some kilonewton per meter square per area. Coming to the wind load, here wind load means some factors will be there, and you will be having some basic wind speed, okay. That basic wind speed should be multiplied with some K1, K2, K3 factors. We'll see in later roof trusses chapter, but K1 is nothing but these factors are nothing but what we call as a height factor, risk coefficient factor, and terrain factor, topographical factor, like that you will be having. And basic wind speed will be taken from the zones. Generally some zones will be divided based upon the zone. Wherever the construction is going on, in those places our particular place comes under which zone, you have to choose from that IS 875 part 3. And coming to the snow load, this snow load can be ignored if at all, if I am going for a roof trusses, if this angle is having greater than 50 degrees, then you can ignore the snow load, like that. And generally the snow load can be considered as 2 kilonewton per meter square per every depth of snowfall. Like that you are supposed to consider. We'll go clearly in case of roof trusses chapter. And coming to the what earthquake loads, okay, how the earthquake load will be occurred with in the horizontal direction only, same just like as a wind load. Wind load will also act as in what, horizontal direction only. Here also earthquake load will be also acting in the horizontal movement on the foundation. Coming to the erection load means at the time of construction only. So during the construction, before the construction only, design part will be completed. So based upon the design part only, you are supposed to consider these erection loads also. If at all it is not considered at the time of fabricating the structure, it may get collapsed. That is the reason erection load is to be considered. Coming to the temperature stresses. So maximum temperature stresses, permissible temperature stresses of particular materials will be there already. So before, while buying only, you will be come across the giving the calibration chart of that particular one, up to what temperature it can be gone, it can be used. Based upon that only you are supposed to consider it. Coming to the accidental load. Accidental means what? All of sudden it may happen due to sudden impact, next sudden blasting that may occur. All these consider what? Accidental load. Without knowing, unknowingly it may happen. Okay, so for these because of these things they won't have any codes. Okay, next. So as per IS 800/2007, the load combinations may be like this, that is dead load plus imposed load. This is first combination. And dead load plus imposed load plus wind load, either wind load or what, earthquake load will be taken, because both are acting in this one. Higher of these two values will be considered in the combination of these three conditions. Next one is dead load plus wind load, or as I said you, higher of the two values of earthquake or wind load, we will be considering that one. And dead load plus erection load. This is what? Erection load. These are the some of the load combinations will be following in the steel structures. Now, as per IS 800/2007, we can call loads are also called as actions. They are defined under two categories, that is direct and indirect. Coming to the direct means it is the load which is experienced by the direct structure directly due to its self weight and some external load. Means the structure will be experiencing its self weight plus some external loads. What we apply is nothing but called as a direct action or direct load. And indirect means because of this external load, okay, because of this external load, deformation may occur in the member. Deformations may occur in the member, that is due to some temperature changes. Okay, that is internal stresses, is nothing but we call it as a indirect action or indirect load. Coming to this one, classification, they have been classified as permanent, means based upon the intensity, permanent, variable and accidental. Now the meaning itself says permanent means if a load is acting permanently on the member, is nothing but called as a permanent. Example is its self weight or any fixed equipment, we call this as what? Permanent load. Okay, coming to the variable means we'll be going in the construction stage wise, right? Stage construction will be happening. So based upon that one, initially the load will be very less, and if you are going on increasing, the load will be increasing, that is variable. Example, and crane load like that. And see, I consider wind load and earthquake also, because wind load will not be same and earthquake will not be same throughout the year. Intensity may be varying. Next, accidental means what? All of sudden, right? Explosion. Okay, next, vehicle impact. So these are the some of the loads and combinations and classification of loads. Thank you for watching my video. For more updates, please like, share, subscribe and comment for further videos. Thank you.